But here's the issue facing Angel Reese. After bad losses, she sometimes publicly plays the victim.
Hate speech.
Yeah, obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA.
Angel and company lost that game badly, so...
Let's also watch the nervous body language, the nervous twitching. Yeah.
The question becomes, how often is she going to deflect blame after a tough loss?
Our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, and I believe that every player in this league deserves to be treated with respect and want to come to work and just have fun and have a great environment to work at. So from so many people across this league and being able to support me and going through this whole process, obviously it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and obviously there's no place for this. And they preach, I think 2 days before they put out no hate, no speech. And obviously the women in this league, they know. Yeah, obviously it's tough, but I think I have a great support system. I'm loved by so many people. And obviously in the moment it is.
What if the season's fiercest battle isn't happening above the rim at all, but behind closed doors, where a meteoric rookie, a rattled rival, and a nervous league office are trading shots no referee can whistle? Tonight, we expose how Angel Reese's explosive accusations and Caitlin Clark's record-shattering rise collided to ignite a power struggle that threatens to rewrite women's basketball forever.
WNBA without Caitlin Clark remains an attraction that not many people want to watch.
Is going to massively affect the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is the closest thing that they have to quality play.
The WNBA has come out numerous times. There's no place for hate. There's no place for racism.
Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering.
What do you call a league that preaches no space for hate, yet falls silent when its most polarizing veteran is caught on national TV mouthing a slur, trash beep white girl, at the rookie who's saving their ratings? Because that's exactly what exploded across social media the moment cameras zoomed in on Brittney Griner stalking off the court and locked onto Caitlin Clark's stunned face. Within hours, Investigate BG was trending, lip readers were dissecting every syllable, and an even older rumor about Griner's true identity roared back to life. Tonight, we'll follow the receipts, track the double standards, and ask the question the league still won't touch. If fairness is non-negotiable, why is silence their only play?
The jerseys, the number 22, the various styles, whether it's a t-shirt with 22. The amount of people in yellow 22 apparel is stunning.
Caitlin Clark, the lightning rod. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive, she detonated. By her fifth pro game, the rookie was logging near triple-doubles and pulling TV numbers most franchises only dream about. When she sat with a quad strain on May 28th, broadcasts still pulled 851K viewers, a 119% jump over the same window a year earlier. Even sidelined, Clark's gravitational pull held the 10th most watched game in NBA TV history, and analysts now peg her 2025 economic footprint at close to $1 billion for the league. With that kind of wattage, every arena feels like the center of the sports universe. Merchandise spikes 500%, secondary market tickets rival NBA prices, and she's already fourth in early MVP chatter. Headlines dub her the Jordan of Gen Z, yet she still earns a rookie scale $76K. The gap between her stardom and the league's old guard is a chasm the cameras can't stop, but fame paints a target. Chicago's Chennedy Carter hip-checked Clark to the hardwood in 2024.
It is a mad situation just all around when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because it's very clear that she is way stronger.
Caitlin Clark, the Caitlin Clark effect is very real. She is the most valuable player in the league.
And was later upgraded to a flagrant. This season, the bumps kept coming. Hard screens, face swipes, and an online pile-on led by rival Angel Reese, who reposted a TikTok caption sneering, "White girl running from the fade." Each hit feeds a narrative. Rough her up, ride the clicks. Yet Clark never swings back. She brushes off elbows, drops another deep logo three, and keeps the smile that sells out arenas. Her composure only sharpens the contrast. The league's brightest beacon, absorbing punishment while its brass preaches equity. And as the abuse escalated, so did one uncomfortable question. If they'll bend the rules against the golden ticket, what won't they ignore for a veteran with decades of baggage? Next up, the long, tangled history that made Brittney Griner the most combustible figure in modern women's hoops, and why that past set the stage for the slur heard round the world.
Caitlin Clark got roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
It was tempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting.
Griner's baggage. From a Russian penal colony to an Olympic podium, Brittney Griner's path has never been quiet. In 2022, she was sentenced to 9 years behind bars for a vape cartridge, then walked free when Washington traded notorious arms dealer Victor Boot to bring her home. That swap carved her into an icon for some, a symbol of double standards for others. Controversy long predated Moscow. Back in 2020, Griner urged the WNBA to scrap the national anthem, saying the song's promise rang hollow for Black Americans. The stance, plus outspoken support for LGBTQ athletes, earned cheers on one sideline and fury on the other. After her 2024 return, the glare only sharpened. When she complained that the league's new, rowdier crowds were disruptive, conservative media pounced. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith even blasted her over a fake Instagram quote before realizing it was satire. This spring Outkick charged that the WNBA blocked its reporters so no one could grill Griner about the alleged slur, fueling fresh "what's the league hiding" speculation. Each flashpoint reinforces the same paradox. Griner is marketing gold and a PR minefield. Sponsors crave her reach. Detractors count every whistle that seems to favor her. So when the bench cam clip of Trash Bleep White Girl hit X, fans primed by years of baggage didn't wait for official audio. They'd already chosen their villain. And the league's hush only made the next question burn hotter. If this is how they handle a scandal everyone can see, what happens with the rumors they refuse to touch?
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Slur, or whack call. The investigation that wasn't. The clip raced round trip from Atlanta to every timeline on the planet before the scoreboard even cooled, yet two competing storylines took shape overnight. On the outrage side, conservative outlets like Outkick freeze-framed Griner's lips and insisted she spat trash white girl at Clark or the nearest white referee, replaying the consonants like crime scene evidence. On the defense side, ESPN's Jamele Hill told her 1.6 million followers they were hearing things. Griner was furious at the whistle, she argued, and the phrase was trash, whack call. While fans dissected syllables in full HD, the WNBA's brand new No Space for Hate banner hung quietly on the league's website. Yet headquarters issued only a one-line email. The matter is under review. No fine, no public comment from Griner, and no timetable. The same office had just spent a week interviewing ushers and combing crowd mics after Angel Reese alleged racist heckling in Indiana, an investigation that ended with zero corroboration. timesofindia.indiatimes.com. To Clark's growing fan army, the contrast looked less like due process and more like selective enforcement. Pundits flipped the colors to make the point stick. If a white rookie muttered effing black girl on national TV, her season, and maybe her career, would end before breakfast, thundered Skip Bayless. Sponsors would flee, hashtags would scorch the league's X feed, and the punishment would arrive before the hot takes cooled. But with Griner, crickets. That perceived double standard, one rulebook for stars the league wants to protect, another for everyone else, poured gasoline on an already burning clip. Sports.yahoo.com. The uproar also exposed an institutional blind spot. Intent is easy to debate, but optics are impossible to ignore. Every silent hour felt like complicity, and every social media slow-mo birthed another, look, they're covering it up thread. And yet, for Caitlin Clark, the slur debate was just one line on a longer box score of elbows, hip checks, and racially tinged digs. The real question wasn't who could read Griner's lips. It was how many hits the rookie sensation would endure before the rulebook finally showed up. Next up, the mounting bullseye on jersey number 22, and why every unchecked shove is costing the league more than points on the scoreboard.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. She's so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody.
Target on number 22. Caitlin Clark's stat lines draw headlines, but it's the bruises that tell the real story. Last season, Chicago guard Chennedy Carter blind-shouldered Clark to the hardwood, upgraded to a flagrant only after slow-mo replays ricocheted around social media. This spring, the pattern sharpened. Hard screens to the jaw, swipe downs that drew blood, and, most famously, Angel Reese reposting a TikTok sneer that slammed Clark as a white aisle running from the fade, slang for a beatdown. When Reese later claimed Indiana fans hurled racist slurs at her, the league launched a week-long probe, interviewing ushers, scrubbing game film, and releasing a public summary that found no evidence. Yet the elbow to Clark's mouth 2 nights earlier? A routine common foul. To neutral viewers, the message looked clear. Protect the narrative first, the rookie sensation second. Clark absorbs the hits, keeps dropping logo threes, and smiles through post-game questions about privilege. Meanwhile, each unchecked shove fuels a perception that some stars play by a softer rulebook. But if league discipline seems selective now, the next controversy threatens to blow that door off its hinges. An internet rumor the WNBA has dodged for years and can no longer ignore. Up next, the conspiracy reborn.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
League at a crossroads. For years, the WNBA has asked fans to believe in two promises: that the game is rising and that every player competes on equal footing. Caitlin Clark's meteoric debut appeared to deliver on the first. Her fever matchups now outdraw some mid-season NBA broadcasts. 2.22 million viewers on CBS One Saturday, 2.70 million on ABC the week before, the biggest regular season audiences since 2000. Forbes analysts already speak of a Clark effect behind soaring franchise valuations, while one Sports Illustrated study projects she could pump $1 billion into the league's 2025 economy. Even nights she sits with a quad strain, national telecasts still pull nearly 900,000 viewers, triple last season's slot. Yet that same spotlight now exposes the league's second promise. On May 15th, the WNBA unveiled its season-long No Space for Hate initiative, pledging zero tolerance for bias across all WNBA spaces, online, in arena, and on court. WNBA.com. But less than 2 weeks later, the office fast-tracked an investigation into hecklers who allegedly taunted Angel Reese in Indianapolis, while the Griner-Clark clip, visible on every feed, languished in "we're reviewing the video" limbo. To millions of new spectators, that looked less like due process and more like selective hearing. Sponsors are watching too. The Clark-fueled surge has lured fresh brands and pushed ticket prices to NBA-adjacent levels, but corporate dollars crave predictability. Every unaddressed elbow, every unanswered slur threatens to turn the league's best marketing campaign into a credibility crisis. If the rules feel elastic for stars with seniority, or for narratives that test well in focus groups, how long before fans decide the competition itself is elastic? The stakes reach beyond one season's balance sheet. Women's basketball finally owns a cultural moment. Packed arenas, primetime slots, and kids in replica number 22 jerseys who believe this is the future of sport lose their trust now, and the league forfeits more than revenue. It squanders the chance to prove that women's pro athletics can grow on its own terms: merit, fairness, and transparency. So the question hangs over every replay of that bench cam clip. Will the WNBA match Clark's historic rise with historic accountability, or allow silence to become the soundtrack of its biggest year? Because in a marketplace this crowded, integrity isn't a slogan, it's the only ticket that keeps scanners beeping tomorrow.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
One clip, one slur, and weeks of silence have done what decades of sluggish marketing never could: put every eye on the WNBA's rulebook. Caitlin Clark's record-shattering rise has proven that women's hoops can own prime time, yet the league's hesitant response to her very public targeting risks turning a breakthrough season into a cautionary tale. Fans aren't asking for special treatment, they're asking for the same standard, whistle to whistle, no matter the jersey name. Because when fairness feels negotiable, so does the future those packed arenas seem to promise. So here's the final buzzer beater. Will the WNBA match Clark's impact with equal accountability, showing that talent and integrity can share the same court, or let unanswered elbows and half measures define its biggest year? Drop your take below, and let's see whether the league's next move earns a standing ovation or another slow motion rewind. They said she was just a rookie with a jump shot, but tonight, Caitlin Clark became the Fever's field general. While the refs tried, once again, to tilt the floor, Clark grabbed a clipboard and turned chaos into strategy, coaching Indiana from the sideline as her Mystics bullies closed in. 1 minute the Fever were spiraling, the next they were burying back-to-back threes and sending the crowd into a frenzy. This game wasn't just basketball, it was a chess match played at 94 feet. Sonia Citron unleashed her full arsenal. Stephanie White shuffled the deck, and somewhere in the madness, Lexi Hull morphed into a one-woman wrecking crew, ripping the script the Mystics thought they'd written. By the final buzzer, Indiana's biggest weapon wasn't even on the court. It was the roar Clark sparked from the bench. Stick around, because this breakdown exposes every twist, every meltdown, and the unlikely hero who saved the Fever's Commissioner's Cup dream. Opening storm cue, the tip-off and the script goes sideways fast. The refs swallow the whistle on 2 straight Mystics hacks, and Sydney Colson answers by airmailing a chest-high pass into the 8th row. Indiana's set play dissolves, but rookie Sonia Citron is already seeing double teams, sometimes triple, so she rips down the rebound, rockets the length of the floor, and finishes through contact. 4-0 Mystics. Stephanie White hollers, "Trap her!" and the Fever swarm. First defender, second, even a late rotating third. Citron still threads a no-look dime to the corner, proving she's as much quarterback as scorer. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston decides to impose her will, snatching a loose ball, muscling through 2 bodies for Indiana's first bucket, then sprinting back to swat a layup clean off the glass. Kelsey Mitchell grabs the moment, knifes coast to coast, and splashes a pull-up mid-range. Suddenly it's Fever by 4, and game Gainbridge Fieldhouse is electric again, but warning lights flash. Every positive surge is clipped by another Coulson turnover or a blown box out. Momentum teeters, the refs nudge, and you can feel that notorious Fever fourth quarter curse lurking in the shadows, just waiting for a crack in the armor. Bench mob ignites. Sydney Coulson finally hits the pine, and boom, the gears click. Ari McDonald checks in, instantly cranks the pace to turbo, and threads a bounce pass dart that frees Thapa Lexi Hull for an and one lay-in. Hull has been sprinting off stagger screens all night, but now she's finishing too. Corner triple, baseline cut, foul line floater, 8 straight Fever points in 90 seconds. The Mystics look stunned. Indiana strings together 10 unanswered, fueled by crisp one more passing and Boston's moving brick wall screen. Stephanie White is practically doing fist pumps at midcourt. Caitlin Clark, clipboard in hand, is barking out coverages like a grad assistant and chest-bumping teammates at every timeout. On the other side, Sonia Citron is still magic. She blocks Hull in transition, then beats 3 red jerseys down the floor for a scoop, but Washington's supporting cast clanks everything.